The internet is a magical place. It's a place where awkward creative people can explore their interests and show off their passions, no matter how much it'll make their older selves cringe when they look back on it. And the internet has these waves of IPs and ideas that people seem to gravitate towards for years on end. Before, we had things like Sonic the Hedgehog, Undertale, Homestuck, Friday Night Funkin', and now the new world of creativity on the internet, VTubers. So a little while ago, I reviewed some fan games from a fan base that had quickly taken over the internet, Hololive. And that video did so well that I'm obligated by the gods of the YouTube machine to do it again. We're back with some more Hololive fan games. And this video is going to be diving deeper into the subsection of Hololive creatives. You see, in the last video, I looked at the bigger games in the community, the ones that everyone has seen and played. So that means that with this video, I can get deep into the weeds and get into some real shit. A quick reminder that every single game that I talk about will have links in the description below for you to download completely for free. So let's start this video off by showcasing a game that I was planning on playing previously. Age of Advent. So this really isn't one big game, but instead a collection of 5 smaller mini games. Each game features a member of Advent and one game in the collection with all the girls. So let's go through each one real quick. Be Gemmed, a falling block puzzle game where you click on a group of icons, make them disappear, and make these small eye statues fall to the bottom, awarding you points. The game seems to try to be this fast-paced puzzle game where you have to think 3 steps ahead at all times, as noted by the combo mechanic, but in reality, it just led to me spam clicking around the board, and that seemed to work out just as well. But that was probably just because I was playing on easy mode, whereas hard mode seems a lot more methodical. If falling block games are your thing and you love seeing the numbers go up, this might be a thing for you. The Demon of Sound and Soup is a rhythm game similar to Crypt of the Necrodancer mixed with Snake. Grab some adorable little hollow fruits and veggies, lead them back to Narissa to deposit them into the pot, don't overlap yourself, and stay on beat. A fun little game that could probably be a fun little distraction on your phone. But honestly, I would have loved to see more obstacles besides just these bombs that take super fucking long to detonate. Maybe something like walls that appear and change the longer your snake gets, leading you to have to think more on the fly with your paths. Or enemies, similar to the enemies in Necrodancer that you have to bump into on the right beat to defeat and add to your line. It's a neat game, but I'd like to see a bit more. We're about to crash. This game is basically, what if you took the kart riding sections from Donkey Kong Country, doubled it up, and made it an endless runner? So Fuoa and Mokoko are on separate tracks and are controlled by separate buttons, leading you to constantly have to juggle between the two to avoid bottomless pits, enemies, and collect stars and mochi donuts. A kind of game that I am absolutely terrible at. But if you love endless runner games, or if your brain has been completely rotted away by TikTok Subway Surfer videos, you might fare better. Archival Survival, a game with an insanely good atmosphere and aesthetic. Oh god, oh god, oh god, I see where this is going. I'm not excited for this. The name of the game is to go around the map and plant seeds in farming areas, watering them and harvesting them, awarding you points, all the while avoiding these giant eye monsters. Oh no, avoid their gaze? Avoid the gaze, but I'm an ally. The map is very well made, with plenty of branching pathways to avoid the eyes. But after a bit, you start to understand where the monsters can and can't go as they wander around the map aimlessly and not really trying to find you specifically. So the tension fades pretty fast. I would have loved to see the monsters actually try to get to me via pathfinding and having multiple eyes try to trap me and keep me from escaping, because without that, it is incredibly easy. But that doesn't stop the game's amazing look and incredible charm. And now for the final Age of Advent game, Rideshare Rebellion. Where the other games are small little charming mini games with only one of the girls, this one features the entire group in a taxi driving service.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Yep, it's Hololive Crazy Taxi. This was clearly the main star of the game, as it has the most charm and jokes in it, including fully voiced lines from the girls themselves.
Let's turn on some music. Does anyone have any CDs? CDs, not. Got 'em.
Jesus Christ. Which is something that I always adore in these games. The car controls like butter too, and a map that has some very distinctive locations that you can memorize, leading to an incredibly addicting speedrun game. My only gripe is there isn't any extra thing you can do while driving your clients. In the original Crazy Taxi, you can take huge jumps, narrowly avoid cars, and do whatever the fuck is going on here to get some extra money. An incredibly cool mechanic that is sadly missing in this game. That being said, it's still an amazing little minigame packed with charm and is the biggest reason to give Age of Advent a download on Steam. And hey, there are even some achievements to keep you invested, including some hints on some secrets that I haven't discovered. So maybe you should play and see if you can find them. Alright, that was a lot for one game, so let's slow things down a little bit for these next ones. Delivering Hope! One yeet at a time. So Jay Uso's favorite Hololive fan game was made by David Wu, who actually commented on my last video and left me plenty of suggestions. Oh, I know these games! I used to play these a ton when I was a kid! I don't really know what you would call these games. I guess launcher games? I guess that's the only way I can really describe it. The goal is to launch your character as far as you can with proper bounces into special items on the ground and upgrades you can purchase. Delivering Hope has all of that in spades, as well as a couple of extras. First off, yes, this game has an upgrade mechanic similar to Holocure, a game that we talked about last time, which outfits Iris in specific ways to go even further. Now, also, hello, Bae. Alright, how you doing, girl? There's also a crafting system, which allows you to craft several consumables to give you a boost on the next run. And if normal runs are getting a bit boring, you can try out several challenge runs, like trying to get to a certain distance under a certain time. What I thought was going to be a simple 30-minute distraction turned out to be a super complex, deep, incredibly entertaining bomb of nostalgia for me. The art style is adorable, the animations with each boost is absolutely hilarious, and you can find yourself sinking quite a lot of time into it. If you grew up on games like this when you were younger, or just love seeing your Oshi launched into the fucking stratosphere, Delivering Hope is a super fun time. Holoware. This one should be pretty quick. It's Hololive WarioWare. That's it, I can move on to the next game, but we can still talk more about it. Much like Gura and Mumei in the previous video, it is an extremely simple game, hard carried by its style and visuals. Each microgame is created with an incredibly charming art style, from Okayu fishing up a fish, to matching ears from the different ladies, to a boss fight at certain points where you have to suddenly shift from a microgame collection to a straight up turn-based RPG. And this game shows just how little I know about the JP Talons, because some of the stuff this game had me do would probably be completely rudimentary for a JP fan. For me, it was embarrassingly difficult. I got to about 24 points before dying to the RPG boss. So if you think you know more about the Japanese girls and want to test yourself in some adorable little micro games, give this one a shot and see if you can beat my score. Too soon? Seasons of Promise completely blew me away with its style, visuals, and gameplay. Feeling exactly like a 2D Flash platformer that I would have absolutely loved when I was a kid. The story follows Fauna and the rest of Promise being taken away into a land of dreams, where corrupted versions of the girls run amok, and it's their job to get rid of them and escape. Each time, a new member of the group is added to the party. Deja vu! Only to find that the main perpetrator of this is Fauna's evil variant, Enough. Clever. And man, this game is absolutely gorgeous. I love the adorable chibi style this game has, with each of the girls' personalities shown off expertly, either in the story cutscenes or small conversations to break up the gameplay. On top of that, each girl also has a unique ability that you can activate to destroy obstacles in the way, or help you fight the numerous, incredibly fun boss fights. Oh god, oh god, oh god! And the dialogue near the end of the game left me with a bittersweet feeling. What with Fauna no longer a member of Hololive, but it's a perfect send-off for the Kirin and a game that you should absolutely play. Alright, We got 2 more games to show off in this video, and they both revolve around one certain Hololive member. So let's send this video home with one of the funniest members in the group.
We're moving now.
Mumei no Tenshi. It's a survival game where you gather resources and build structures to upgrade your gear and get these small little humans to automate crafting. And I just described the entire game in one sentence. There really isn't much to this game. It's all on one small island you can run around no problem. There's no enemies to fight, no real end goal. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game, that's just not my style of videos. And much like a lot of fan games, this was probably some game design student's final project. And it's a damn solid game. Stop me if you've heard this before, but I love the pixelated art style of the game, and there's always going to be a part of me that always finds these small vertical slice games charming as hell. It's not some over-the-top masterclass in game design, but it doesn't have to be. I always welcome games like this because how else is someone gonna start their game-making journey? You don't start with Cyberpunk 2077, you start with Snake, and you learn a little bit more with each new project. And eventually, you make something incredible, which is what this last game shows off perfectly. Nameless is a 2D platformer inspired by Playdead games like Limbo and the animated music video Mumei, one of the most beautiful pieces of animation I have ever seen. And Nameless takes those inspirations to make something truly amazing. It follows Mumei wandering across a destroyed landscape in search of her friend, all the while fighting with her amnesia and wondering why she's even wandering at all. The game features simple puzzles and platforming challenges, but the real hook of the game is experiencing the story as it unfolds in a deeply somber, dark, and beautiful setting. The visuals look straight out of the music video and meshes it beautifully well with the aforementioned games like Limbo and combines them to give this look and feel of an empty, melancholy game, before breaking the dark elements with bursts of white once you come across your friend for the first time, until the light is once again taken away from you, leaving you to try to find her all over again. It's games like this that take a piece of art or experience and use them to make something of their own that is just as incredible. I don't want to speak too much on what happens, as I'd much rather you guys experience the game yourselves. Much like every other game, it can be finished in one setting, but you will be deeply invested the entire time, hoping to see your friend one last time. Nameless is a labor of love to Mumei and her community, and I cannot recommend it enough. And with that, that's some more Hololive fan games showcased to all of you lovely people. And there were so many games that I wanted to cover that I just couldn't and want to in the future, including one particular game that was so big and so fun that it deserves a video all on its own, so look forward to that. If you have any other games that you would like me to cover in a future video, let me know in the comments below. I love little fan games like this, and I cannot wait to see even more.